Okay. Let's see if the stream's good. Are we okay? Okay, good. I was waiting. I was like, the stream started like 2 minutes ago, and no one have said a word yet. It's a little suspicious. Is the stream good or not? Doesn't work today. It's very seek and destroy price action, but if you kind of wait for the right setup, I think you can play well today. What to say? Alright, let's look at the 5 minute. It's interesting that ES took London high. So ES is definitely the leader right now. Why does ES looks like it's trading on the 5 minute chart and NQ looks like it's trading on the 15-second chart? I am kind of interested in seeing if this kind of holds, this ES structure holds here. I think we're already pretty decent here too. Yeah, it's a very healthy retracement if we're still bullish. Sounds stuffy. Sounds stuffy every time. Just nose been running. I think just a cat allergy that I'm trying to see what happens. 5-minute type of structure moves is pretty decent though. Where are they coming back up? We did the stop on here, so like we're kind of in this 5-minute ES breaker here, right? I could mark that out. I'll mark it out on ES at least. I would likely take the whole candle. No, wrong one. So 5-minute breaker. And I would probably drop to the 1 minute for executions. But if I was to trade that 5-minute breaker, watching for a candle close under 93 would be crucial for me. Yeah, the 5-minute breaker is also in this 5-minute FEG too, so this is pretty solid here, at least on ES. NQ, just because it's selling lower, it's more difficult to try that. Good morning, everyone. So I would long ES and look for shorts NQ so far a day until things changes. Looks like we're already bouncing for this 5-minute breaker here. Strong bounce. And we hit sell side on NQ already, so that was clearly the objective there. It's kind of difficult to play this out, I feel like. Except if you're trying to look for entry at ES. I was kind of looking at this down close candle as like order blocks for the hold. So this last one especially, I want to see if that holds, and that was within the 5-minute breaker, so that would have been a valid entry. Hit the like button real quick. Yeah. Wipe my nose. Surprisingly, only 26 viewers right now, huh? I feel like on Discord we already get like more than that, much more than that already. But let me see if everything's updated right. We can kind of see a 1-minute breaker in the 5-minute breaker too, and I did get a retap inside of it. Interesting, yeah. This looks pretty bullish now, especially NQ following suit. It's definitely moving very fast, where you really need to tap it to get filled on things. I'm gonna look to trade my evals for the most part today, and probably just one funded. I don't want to risk too much today. Alright, let's see what happens here. If we're bullish here, I'm gonna draw the I'll probably try to draw projection up here, honestly. up here could be good too, just because it was the move down. It would probably look much better in 30-second. But overall, I would probably argue up here. We can do both. Let's just see what it looks like on the other side. On the very low time frame one. Yeah, this is definitely can get good entries. But it's moving very fast. Oh, Dodgy's free streaming. Justin Wirlin and Hyde. Wow, there's a lot of people streaming today. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are streaming today. But I think I start my streaming later though, because a lot of these guys are streaming. Wait, Dodgy's free streaming on Discord or YouTube? I don't see him on YouTube. But I start a little later just so, even though the 9:30 definitely had moves. Let me see 9:30. We had a good move at 9:13. 9:30. We didn't really get a move. Like, it's like before. Like, it's at 9. ES had a fantastic move though. I really like this breaker move a lot because we just swept out liquidity perfectly. The internals of that. But after that, we just kind of hit target. I kind of marked out what happened before, during the Asia session. So Asia session, we kind of had this projection here, and we hit the negative 2.5, and then we did form a breaker right here, which is perfect on the 1 minute. Had good risk reward. Even though the breaker, I would draw it kind of like the last two candles. The breaker, the top of the breaker is already at the equilibrium if I'm doing swing high to swing low, right? So you really want to look for entries above that, and only look for premium if you're shorting. So I would probably look at between 98 to 900 at least, and then you would risk like only 2 points. And I think that also ran all the way to -4 before reversing back up to -2.5. It's like we're going a circus race and going back and forth, which is pretty interesting. Let's see if we can get an entry though. I'm gonna also use, just gonna watch the daily here. We hit the order block daily. We did close above on ES, and Q still lagging behind, so that gives you a chance that this breaker on the daily could still work, just because we swept the previous high, closed lower, and then just giving like a very good retracement on a high time frame. ES is kind of showing different though. We're already closing above the FEG, but the FEG daily is just so tiny, so I could see NQ playing out, especially with CPI tomorrow. So if CPI dumps this in hindsight, even though we're already looking at, and people eyes in hindsight, they'd be like, oh, you just kind of drew this out, but we're already kind of anticipating this, and CPI is like the main mover if this happens or not. But wow, what a move. I'm still looking for entry now. It's still like only, we started at 10. It's only been just quite a little bit. But yeah, it looks like I'm looking at in our chat. Lots of people are not getting filled. Let me see something real quick. Oh. I'm gonna invite 2 trades in this. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna take a pee break. We'll get back to it.
Yo, what's up?
Okay. Yo. Oh.
Yo,
What's up?
not much.
You said you traded today?
I took one trade. I'll send it to you in the DM.
Alright, yeah. Let me put it on my screen so we can watch it or look at it. It's kind of blurry. Why is it a little bit blurry on this?
Let me hop into Chrome version of my trade.
What was the setup that you kind of took? Let me see. I see the second picture now. You have standard reach projection going both sides. Is this NQ on the 1 minute?
So if you see the SMT, right? ES took the high, and NQ went into an hourly fair value gap. Or if you just go on the 15-minute chart, I can just walk it through you on your stream. But you see the 15-minute sweep.
Oh, you want to do it on your picture or like just my screen?
You can just do it on your screen. I'll explain it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So if you go to the 15-minute chart.
Oh,
so you see how we sweep that high in New York AM?
On
NQ?
You're talking about NQ? Yeah.
Yeah, that high, right? See the high we sweep?
This side?
Yeah, that one. So we sweep that. That's also an SMT, right? From the very high. Because ES took the overnight highs, London highs.
Yeah.
So then from there, I just went down to the 1 minute and then looked for sell side. So if you go to the 1 minute.
And what was your what was your entry model? Like
the mitigation block with a sweep. So if you mark out that mitigation block, it's like right where you have that vertical line almost, or horizontal line.
Yeah, like right here on this.
Nope. Left. On the left side. Nope. Way far left. Like.
Are you looking all the way over here or where?
Like 927.
Oh, you're looking all the way down here?
Yeah, so mark out those down close candles. And then you see how we sweep price into those? So yeah, so you draw that over, and then we have a 1 minute sweep into those candles. So I just turtle souped it.
Okay.
And then I just took off at the low, the 9 a.m. low.
Is that entry model that you take like often, like this kind of model?
Yeah. It's like normally overlapped with mitigation.
Yeah, I see. I've been just kind of focused on one model, so like I kind of like ignore like every other model so far, and just like not even like even marking the mitigation block. I'm like not really like looking into that anymore. But yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, today is pretty search and destroy, going back and forth. Like if I'm kind of looking at the projections for both sides, I started trading at 10, like that's what I've been doing. So like I've just been marking before the stream and stuff, and like we're gonna go in like back and forth, like based on Asia and London. We hit the -4 standard deviation from London time, and then we do the same thing for for New York Open. Didn't hit the 2.5. I was just like, literally going both sides.
Did
Some
you take
wild
that
range.
1 minute breaker?
I started like trading actually at 10. Like that's what I've been doing now. So like, unfortunately that happened at before 9. That would have been a
Oh,
good
gotcha.
solid.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm marking it though, so we can review it. But like I only have like a 2 hour window to trade, and that's just from 10 to 12. And that's what I've
That's
been
fair.
doing to kind of like keep consistency and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna hold a runner into like if you have a projection off that 1 minute high lower, um, the one in my photo I sent you.
Let me see.
From the one high you don't have marked out there in between your projections.
On NQ?
Yeah.
How high are you talking about? Which high?
It's the 938 high.
This high? Yeah.
Yeah, so I was looking for the 4th standard deviation of that because that puts us right below into the hourly fair value gap. But then once we rejected the hourly C of the wick, then I just exited.
I see what you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
like too
one.
relative high for me to like kind of mark because I usually kind of pair standard deviation projection with my model with like breakers, and
Yeah, no, that makes
it's
sense.
way too relative for me to kind of consider. But like, let's see, it
That's
nearly at
I mean I didn't
825.
that's why I waited for the like later entry because I didn't trust it.
Yeah, I mean ES is definitely today like easy to kind of play out today.
Yeah.
Like on the dime, like even the stop punt is like perfect. We have like equal lows. We ran the lows at 9 and then just form a bullish breaker and just took off at like 9:30.
Yeah.
That's insane. But like how do you trade now? Do you just trade in the morning and then you're just done for the day?
Yeah, I just trade New York AM and then I'm done.
How far New York AM? Just like 9:30 to like 10 or more than that?
If there's 8:30 news, I'll be up at 8:30 for like after 8:30 news. And then I'm normally done. I don't really take entries after like 10 normally or like 10:30, 10:11.
Yeah, that's good because so many people like just wants more trade, like trade AM lunch hour, PM session, and even like Asia and London. Like you can only like best way just trade like one session and a few
Yeah.
hours and do that every day. You can always find 1 or 2 setups each day on it. But yeah, are you trade CPI tomorrow, or are you gonna be off tomorrow?
I'll probably be on during it. I don't know if I'll trade anything. Like if the daily closes like it is now, I'm gonna be looking short to the discount fair value gap.
On NQ or yes?
Yeah.
And this is what I kind of
NQ.
have on NQ. Like this is my daily
So you
chart
just
value
see that most recent fair value gap that we put in Monday?
for Monday. Here, oh yeah, here.
Yeah. No, like yeah, right there.
Like between these.
Literally, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just watching from this high down to there.
Yeah, no, I
So
definitely can see that. Especially like, even though the bullish bias are like very like high based on we even close on ES, like close above the daily FVG, and then we're above the C of the daily on NQ. But I'm still considering this kind of like daily breaker to play out because we have CPI imminent tomorrow, and like that could easily just take a big sell, and like this would play out, and that's what I'm watching. Like if we get a good close under this daily FVG, I could see us retracing, like yeah, easily back to the tap into
yeah,
your daily FVG you're talking about, which is like how much is that? 200 points from there.
yeah, we'll see. We'll just see. Hopefully, like we manipulate up. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I think we're gonna go for these highs now. We just hit the like breaker on NQ 1 minute to go higher to those.
Yeah, I just marked that out too. And then like on the ES, we're on a 5 minute breaker too. I hopped on
Yeah.
stream and like I was trying to play that, but it just today's just moving very fast. Like usually like on stream, I kind of talk about it, anticipate it like 10 minutes ahead, and then we can execute. But then like the moment I mentioned it, we already kind of bought it back up. But yeah, this is a very shallow tap into this bullish breaker.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really need to after we took out sell side already or internals.
Yeah, I don't see it. Like what I see is like after we sweep that low, I just mark out my discount premium from the very high to that low. Now we're like right at equilibrium, so it's like not very interesting for me. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, where I guess like London can or NQ can always take London high at 906. That's still a good target. But ES we already took those kind of like triple highs. I don't know, it's gonna be an interesting day because like I think with such a large range day the last 2 days or Tuesday or Monday I think and then we have CPI tomorrow, so like this should just kind of be a balanced day and just very seek and short, just go on both sides and just kind of test people and shake people out if they're trying to think we're gonna break out too early.
Yeah.
Tono says I can't get my fill today. See, today is like moving very fast too, so you got to put your lemon in or you're not gonna get filled.
Oh, in index trading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I already went past that high on NQ.
Yeah, if price is going to move, it's just going to hit the breaker and then go.
So do you plan on live trading too? Since you're kind of out of school now.
We'll see. It kind of just depends where I go or what I do.
Like if you were to live trade, like what kill zone were you do, like, or what time? Like
I would just do like 8:30 to like 10.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Like 8:30, like when days without news too.
No, then I would probably be up at like 9.
Okay.
On days that there's not news, I like to be like in the market at or before 9:30 or just after it.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. You saw the my funded features, the static one, right? They
No, I
didn't
see that.
You didn't see it? It's 50% off too. So it's like,
Frick.
previous price was like, or original price is 300. It's only 150 right now, and a static on this one they give you 1500 drawdown
On a static?
on a static. Yeah, like Apex. I think.
What's
like
the profit target?
I think like 2K or 3K. Let me check.
Dude, that's
It's really good.
That's really good.
But you can only buy it one time though. I'm pretty sure with the 50% off. It's 2.1K. So like the ratio there is insane. So I was surprised. I was like, what the heck? They actually did this?
Yeah, that's wild.
But the 300 price tag without this, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna do discount again like that. 50% is pretty strong.
So 50% off. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, and like if you fail that, you have to kind of like reset it, and the reset is like 300.
So, and they don't have an activation fee for it.
Yeah, no activation fee. So it's like a static.
This is actually really good.
It's essentially like a static, but the expert plan style. Where there's no activation fee, and it's kind of like a high reset, but the account itself is pretty solid. But lots of wiggle room. Like if you compare that to Apex, which has a higher profit target and a lower drawdown, that's pretty absurd. But what prop have you been trading on now?
Top step.
Top step right now.
Yeah. I just don't really like their inability to give like more micros for like position sizing. But
I wanna just type in the main trading chat and just say T Trades on live, join YouTube stream. I think like you usually hopped on our stream like months ago or like however like it might be 5 months ago. You would jump on consistently. Like everyone kind of like
in the
knew
Discord.
you were, and like you were. What do? You just kind of call out play like, oh, watch this price, and then you just leave, and then it just hits and like bounce.
I know. I would just come in and say like where I wanted it to go, and then I wouldn't say anything else.
And then what was it like? You were talking about like magic blocks or something like that, and everyone just
it was just it was market maker models, and I was just projecting out where we should reaccumulate or redistribute. Yeah. And people thought it was insane because it was like, why is it consolidating there?
But it was like I think during that time that like few days that you were doing it, the accuracy of that, it was like pinpoint accurate.
Yeah, it was
Like
pretty
mind
good.
blowing to people. They're like, "What? Bring this guy on more." And then now you're huge now on YouTube, and like everyone like kind of uses that for your education. Like if I'm like if there's people who like wants more education video, I just refer to you, just because like it's so short and simple, and like
Yeah.
if you just watch like 5 videos, you kind of can combine the breaker. I kind of trade like the standard deviation projection, the breaker block, FVG, drawn, liquidity. Kind of like make a playlist, and then boom, they got it, and then we just kind of execute it live. But yeah, it's today. I'm not really focused on trading live too much today. I think I'm on mostly eval today, just because
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm trying to avoid days that are low probability or like not high probability, just lower quality days, and that should help in the long run. But very bullish narrative still going today.
Dude, I think my computer just froze. Oh, there's one. That was really weird. Nope, it's still like freezing.
Yep. Now we're just kind of waiting, like waiting for an entry, I guess. But yeah, the only good entry since stream, I think, was that 5 minute breaker entry on ES that had a nice retracement to it. The NQ just kind of a tap inside of it, which is decent too, but the breaker is like 20 points. Does anyone have questions while we're on it? I kind of like connect like in a chat while talking to T-Trades about his trade and stuff.
The exact same setup I took short appeared long, but
Which setup?
the mitigation with turtle soup into it.
Oh, have you only been trading NQ? I guess I should ask that.
I've been trading some Forex too.
Forex?
It just depends
No, he's joined the Forex side.
I do both, whatever is cleaner on the daily.
I think like now lately, I just kind of been more focused on NQ, but still using ES as my analysis too. But it just kind of depends. Like if usually NQ is the strength, but some
NQ
days
normally just rips around.
Yeah,
but like today,
right
if you tried to long NQ,
yeah, that's the thing. So I was like kind of saying like ES is probably the better if you're looking for longs, join ES just because the strength is so well. You likely won't get stopped out like that. But yeah, just playing the strength and just the last like I don't know like however long, like a month and a half, NQ has been like the bulldozer.
I know. I also just NQ's more smooth.
Yeah. For most days, some days NQ is just Wild West.
All right, let's see.
So someone said 1 minute FVG 853. Let's see, what is it? 1035. 853. You look at this. Let's see. I mean, it just kind of FHE. There's nothing really too much to think about on this one. What's the educational channel? Can't see what you guys can't. Oh yeah. So you, this is T-Trades. If TJ, maybe make a comment in the live chat so they can just. He said hi. I think everyone knows who TJ is anyways, but just because the name is not shown.
Whoever was talking about the fair value gap, I like that. I just don't really like the day and the time.
Yeah.
But I do think we run this little 930 high.
T trades going on every stream. Ass trades now.
I wasn't on it. I just joined his to give him a viewer. Like even if I like don't watch, I'll join people's streams and just let them go so they get like more viewers.
That's good.
To, like help out.
Does that help with the algorithm if like you like join in?
Yeah, they don't know if you're not watching or not.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, Ash trades he trades breakers kind of like very similar to like how I'm trading. Like he's using the same like checklist and stuff. And I don't know if he used projection as well.
He does not.
He does not. Okay, I think that's the only thing like that I kind of utilize, but he doesn't. But like everything we do is like very similar based on like I see his Twitter posts and like it's like trades that I would take and stuff. Alan said he pretty much only does 5-minute breaker, but he is very picky. 5-minute is probably better, maybe a better accuracy.
I prefer 5-minute.
I think I've been still just trading on 1 minute. Like I'm kind of doing my analysis on the 5-15, and then I just drop it down to 1 minute and then execute.
Yeah, he has a defined system.
It's the solid, yeah. That's the breaker streamers.
Morning, y'all.
Morning, Zoro. Did you take trades today, Zoro?
Yes. Let me go back.
It's a lot of movement, so a lot of ranges going back and forth.
I longed 809, and then I shorted 857 for like 10 points.
Was that just like last 5 minutes, or?
No, that was at
like 10-16. Is it that?
10-16.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And then I took some scalps in the morning as well. I like to scalp the 5-second chart for like the first
The 5-second
20 minutes. Yeah.
I remember. I think was it T Trades or someone else?
Yeah, I used to do that.
Who kind of like guided me to the 15-second, or persuaded me.
That was.
It was like hot for like a few days, and then like I got kind of like slapped back and forth, just kept on getting stopped up because 15 seconds is not reliable.
I break
you
even
just have
stop
to like
pretty early.
Yeah, if you like, you have to have higher time frame context, because if you don't have higher time frame context, you're still gonna like do fine, but you have to like TP or run break even pretty quick.
Yeah,
you will just get caught against the trend and get absolutely railed.
So I guess if you're trading the 5-second or 15-second, you gotta really adapt to it and like not use the same strategy you would on the 1 or 5.
Well, you can, like, if you just wait for a 5-minute sweep, right, or a 5-minute fair value gap. So like, for example, if you just go to NQ 5-minute right now, I haven't looked at it, but NQ 5-minute will have a fair value gap right there, right? So that's just on that move up, there's a fair value gap there.
You talking about here?
Literally like 10.25.
Yeah, I think that's the one
so it reaches in there. So then if you go to a 15-second off of that, you'll have a market maker model to that other high.
I didn't mark the 5. Okay, it's right here.
So see, when it reaches into there and sweeps, that's your smart money reversal. Then your first target is just that high at 10.15.
Is that something you utilize? Like still trade?
That's how I used to trade it, but I don't anymore.
Is there any reason?
I do the same thing, but that's just on the higher time frames.
So you upped it like probably like the 15 and XQ on the 5, or what's
mine is hourly 5.
Hourly, okay.
Yeah.
Can you demonstrate that real quick on like the hourly right now?
I mean, yeah, I can find an example. I mean, it's not a great one this morning, but ES swept that hourly low, right?
And he also swept
before
the sell side there.
So ES sweeps the hourly low.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Right at
Yeah.
it lines up with midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's basically a market maker model to the high at 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m.
So like
If that makes
when we
sense.
see the sweep, and you're gonna break it down the
Yes.
5 minute, right?
Yeah. So then when you go to the 5 minute, your target is that London high. If that makes
And
sense. Like that's
where would your entry be?
you just want. I enter normally after the smart money reversal.
Okay.
It's like I let that confirm.
It'll
So
likely be ideally like within this
this one I
retracement, right?
probably this one I wouldn't have caught.
Oh, you wouldn't call it, yeah.
I wouldn't have caught yes, no.
Yeah, London High is a very good objective at least. Yeah, I mean, like, well, the reason you wouldn't catch it because it didn't give any retracement before hitting the London High. We didn't really come back down and sweep it in a lower time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Here, I'll send you a photo real quick of the person in the chat that asked about that fair value gap.
The 1 minute on NQ.
Yeah, I'll show you why I was like. There, I'll actually draw it out a little better.
If it's on the 15, or are you talking about like kind of something on the lower time frame, like under on the 15 second?
Oh no, this one is 1 minute.
Oh, just
It's
1
just
minute.
what it is like that is your intermediate term low into the mitigation. So then when you form a short-term low on the other side of it, that's technically your silver bullet entry. So
Okay, yeah. I mean, like right now, based on what happens, it's definitely playing out like one.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well, by silver bullet, I mean like in terms of market maker models,
yeah.
not like that.
Yeah, in the morning I'll look at a 30-second chart with a volume profile, and then I'll just have the 5-second chart, and I'm just gonna trade what I see. It's been working pretty well so far. I mean,
All right.
There's just so many people with different models, different strategies, looking at different time frames.
Yeah.
If it makes money, it makes money. Teachers, you can post it in the main train chat.
he's
Did I not?
making
Oh wait,
some
did you?
highs.
I didn't see it. Okay.
Yes, is kind of lagging behind.
So like you have one sweep, you run it up, retrace back down to the 1 minute.
So once we get this sweep, I'm wanting that to confirm an intermediate term low. So I'm waiting for a short term low on the other side of it.
Mm-hmm.
So once we form that swing low, then it's like, or like once we reach a discount of that range.
Would your entry be the 1 minute FEG itself, or like something higher than that?
I'll send you what my entry would be. Like here, I wouldn't take it because the risk to reward just isn't there. But like, this is about what it would look like. To hit 2R, I'd have to do it like this.
Let me see. 1 minute. This is a 1 minute, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Sweep.
So see,
1 minute
we
turtles.
short-term low, then we sweep that. So if that's going to form an intermediate term low, I need a short-term low on the other side of it. Well, I want to see that into a discount of that range. So then we get it. That's the entry. But like I didn't take that because I don't like the risk to reward. If the highs on the left would have been a little higher, then yeah, I would have taken it. But
yeah, I mean that's pretty good entry.
So but yeah.
Definitely a lot of range today. A lot of people are probably winning with different strategies just because it works so well.
I'd say I like the long side right now.
For NQ at least, I guess it needs to.
Yeah.
It has more room to run after running the turtles on the downside.
Rather long below, like 868-ish.
But I really don't
I'm
have
just watching
any.
for now.
I don't really have any hopes like kind of like pushing past London High, like really going through that today. I think we can target it and like do like a pop over, but I don't think we can really hold today. I really want CPI to be the one who decides where we go.
CPI tomorrow.
Yeah,
Okay.
CPI tomorrow, PPI Friday.
Are you doing your the one new strat or whatever?
On eval, yeah. I mean, like, I guess I don't have that many evals to trade anymore. A lot of them are funded now, but I mean, I could pick up some Apex. Apex are hot right now just because it's the 1 day passing thing. Everyone seems to love it for some reason, like, but that's kind of like a double-edged sword to just pass it like that fast, especially if you're kind of YOLOing it on news. You're likely just gonna fumble the funded.
How's it going, Fatwood? Flatwood? Ugh.
Apex 1 day pass is a market grab. It basically is like instead of doing like 90%.
The thing is, it doesn't even matter because it's just like people are in such a hurry because it's like, okay, 6 more days. It's not that big of a deal.
I mean, that's why I don't market it or promote it like that. Like it's like a good thing because I think like inherently it's like a negative thing for most traders.
What firm do you trade with? T-Trades.
Sure, top step.
I have Top Step and then some CFDs.
Okay.
And
You gotta watch out, T-Trades, because
why?
You see FTMO, everyone's talking about it now.
Bro, people were doing that shit for my funded or my whatever
My
MFF. Yeah, whatever. They were like shitting their pants for so long. Like, I stay out of that drama, man.
How is my Forex fund back now, or
I have no idea.
I really only keep track with futures, prop firms, and like I kind of know what's going on there. Like I don't think there's anything like any issues with slippage or payouts denial or anything like that with future prop firm. Like Apex even paid the guy the $1 million payout.
The milli?
Yeah. I feel like Forex would find a way to deny that person. Or at least some Forex.
Dude, honestly,
firms.
probably. I believe that. Alright, I'm gonna annotate this chart and then go eat some breakfast.
Alright.
Put it in my journal.
Just kind of expanding upwards after a quick sweep.
Watching like mid 890s. That's where the first IDR standard deviation is.
You can pass 9% off and just trade micros till this.
Yeah, the 90% off is so much better than.
But I don't think they're gonna do 9% again. Just because I think they shifted the model now to like 80% is the new 90, and then 71 is the new 80.
Fair.
But I think 90% is like kind of is like dangerous for that promotion, just because like you're kind of relying on traders to fail, but if there's a lot of people who don't fail and actually get 20 fundeds for like a very low price, it's dangerous.
I don't see much at play here yet.
Damn, I missed that real time.
What happened?
This was just No, I'm just re-annotating something, and I was like, I missed marking something out real time.
Oh.
So it's like one thing that made that setup even like better, the long off that fair value gap.
No, the same 1 minute that we were discussing.
Yeah. All right, it hit. Oh, it's almost about to hit the 4 standard deviation.
That breaker retap at 10:25 would have been the ideal entry for me. I feel like.
Yeah.
I think it just kind of like came down near to like future open like around 8:30. Out of top that. What is your risk when you take like NQ trades? Let's say, like like standard
on
risk, like for NQ. Let's say if you take a trade, what's your stop size or
Oh, I don't really care what my stop size is.
or like
I just adjust it, my position size, but
like estimation, like is it like 20 points or like 10 points?
I mean, it depends what time. Like if I'm taking something off of open, I have a wider stop. Like if I'm trying to catch the daily range, right? But something like the one I took this morning, I had a 5-point stop.
On NQ?
Because I just, yeah.
That's really tight.
That's what I usually run.
So if you look, that's because I was I was sitting on the 15-second chart for that. But if you look at when we run that high that I shorted on the 15-second chart and then we close back in, yeah, I just shorted that with my stop on the current high.
Yeah, I mean, yes, some trades let you do that with like very tight stop, doing like a stop at the recent high. But yeah, I was asking because I think I've seen multiple different traders like kind of like standardized stop like around like 20, 25 points, but they're going for bigger moves. And I think mine is kind of like tight in my eyes, I guess. It's like just like a simple 10 or 11 point usually on EQ. Well, just kind of seeing.
My stop's like normally 8 to 12. Usually not more than that. I'll do like a 15 if I'm confident and want a bigger stop, but
Trader Sumo, you said you found there's 20 streams this morning. You asked the same question and you could not find the answer. What question was it? I'm kind of curious. I don't know if it's just something that we just talked about just now.
I didn't see him ask a question.
Yeah, that's why like he's making a big statement, but like I'm like, what's the question? Did Dad miss it somewhere? I guess it's 10 a.m. open. We did run sell side. It's very difficult to get entry on NQ if you're looking at the 1 minute, like how we usually trade, just because it didn't really retrace to where I want it. But if you look at ES, I think ES was a perfect example of a 5 minute breaker, which usually we don't trade often, as much as the 1 minute, but it was a very easy entry there. I think that's the only entry at 10 today, and that happened at 10:05. So there's like the 10 macro that manipulated it and then ran it up. Is there any empirical evidence that stops are being run, or is it just a story that ICT tells and people believe it as the reasoning for a new high and low? I mean, I think like Brian said, stops are used in retail. Like I think it's a very common thing for if you're kind of like on a high time frame. There's like a strong high that made people probably for retail at least they put a stop at that high, and based on like what happens afterwards, the reaction, it tends to just sweep it, and it can either continue or just do a sweep and go the other way. So those stops were taken, and then they reverse it on you. But yeah, the ICT or looks like the Trader Sumo is very against ICT, but it works. I mean, it makes a lot of people money. And like there's many models he kind of teaches. You can say it's repackaged and whatnot, but it's kind of based on the results of a lot of people here. It really works. Where's the actual evidence? I mean, like if it's part of the model and the trading strategy, like if I'm focused on like internals or external liquidity be taken for my entry criteria, based on like the last like 10-20 trades this week or this month of January, it's been giving a higher win rate. Would it be more logical to say that new highs and lows are made because a new trend is formed when it happens? If you're looking at that angle, then like maybe it could work. Like that works for you. It doesn't really matter what the case is. There's no empirical depth. I really don't trade trend like that. So if we're kind of like seeing like taking a new high and just running it higher. I'm trying to find someone that can prove that stops are being ran. I think that question doesn't matter if it's like if you believe it or not. What matters is this trading strategy. So if it's a model that's based on kind of like a liquidity being ran before a reversal, look for a reversal framework, then you should like look for data that supports that model instead of just like one element of it. Yeah, so it seems like nothing you hear will be enough to satisfy your question. I just think the kind of like the questioning of it is just it doesn't matter because we're not here to prove that one element works or not. We're trying to prove like the model works, and like if you just take a one model, it was just kind of like let's say breaker entry. One of the element in that trading model for me is waiting for internal, external, or relative equal lows, just any liquidity that you see be taken before it forms a breaker.
Yeah, I don't know if sell stops or buy stops are getting ran, but I just know it works and I just follow it. So
Yeah. Well,
it makes me
I think
money.
it's kind of like a
That's all that
pointless
matters.
argument because our trading is not like based solely on liquidity. Like if it takes a high, I'm not gonna trade only because of that. I need to see more than that, and I have a checklist for that. I think it's kind of similar to people who argue like time and price. Like there's some people that says time doesn't matter. Some people says time does matter. I mean, if it works for your strategy, and if time is a element, a key element in it, then that's fair. Empirical evidence.
Heavy use of empirical.
I mean, I personally don't really care. Like if it works for me, it works.
Yep.
who cares if it's a story or you can prove it scientifically or something?
We just ran the -4 standard deviation projection on NQ. If you're looking at the 1 minute projection. But based on the last like 2 runs, like we're kind of lapping back and forth. So it makes me think like we're very close to London High. We can pop above there, and just I don't think it holds. And I'll probably look for like a reversal framework there. wait, Trader Sumo says thanks for your response. I'll keep looking. What are you looking for? Like, or I mean, like, why are you looking for this?
Good luck.
The most fair answer is it doesn't matter. I think even for our trading, your trading, and like most tradings, because like if you don't believe it, then it's not part of your trading model. Then there's no point in like kind of trying to find evidence to negate it if you already don't believe it. Well, I looked into ICT like a lot, and I have all the D's to his homes. Wait, what does that mean? I have all the D's to his home? I've caught him in tons of lies. I see people saying his methods work, but because I found so many lies, I want to see the truth. Well, I mean, you can look at the like last like 10 streams. Like my model is a fragment of what he teaches, which is many models, but I'm kind of like liking. I have like you kind of master one model of it, and you add elements that you like, and that's kind of what I do. Like I have the standard projection for most of my entries now. That's what I liked as my targets and whatnot. I look for other things too, but it works based on the entries that we give. So yeah, so we hit the -4 standard deviation projection. The last time we did that was literally at 9 o'clock. Or no, was it? Where was it? Oh, it was 4 o'clock London time. And we hit it on the dime in reverse. We try going back and forth. And I would like to see us sweep London High just because we're very close to it. But we're already kind of doing like a 3 drive on 1 minute time frame. I'll mark that as a 3 drive just because we hit the target already. Hit one of the targets. And we could create a reversal pattern right here. Let's just see it close under the previous swing low. And then we'll mark out the breaker with the projection. And see if we can get entry. But the narrative is still bullish, though. I think if I'm kind of counter trending this, I'm going to do a first bullet of just like probably like less than 10-point stop, which is likely doable just because it's been trading so tight. I'm not saying your method / model is bad. I'm just trying to find actual evidence that what ICT says is true. Is that, or ICT is true? So we got a sweep here. What kind of completes a or makes this an entry model would be close below, retrace in premium, and then we can kind of target the next low here, something like this. As long as this high is protected, we already have the 3 drive formed. We hit the -4 innovation projection target, which we could even say this did run these internals here. On this move up. I want to take a screenshot of this. I want to share this in the alert. I'm gonna try to do that if I'm live streaming, especially on YouTube. I think it's a big thing that I would want to post the same my trade ideas as well there. So we have a 3 drive while also creating the bearish breaker. And then we also left this 1 minute FVG here. So if we retrace back to it, I wouldn't mind for entry there. Similar to ES, we're kind of do the same thing. I'm gonna draw the fib from the swing high, swing low here, just so we're looking for entries, especially when we're countering. We want to get a entry. If we're short, we're looking for premium. So I'll keep on dragging this until we get the retrace. If it doesn't give that, I'm not gonna play the breakaway. So this might be.
Try to limit long 868 here.
868.
With a stop at 862.
6-point stop.
Yeah. Just a long off previous day high. See if you get 10 to 15 points from it. Build. See if it bounces or just runs through. Yeah, I got stopped. With a shot.
Hey, it's only 6 points. I was hoping that it could bounce and go back up to the breaker for entry. But
That's kind of what I was thinking. Just kind of like a long to
because
hop in
I
short.
didn't really know what you're looking for longs there.
One more good trade. This might be my first 5-digit day of the year.
Nice. That's the year just started too.
Maybe look at 30-second.
Let me see. I was too busy marketing my charts. Let me look at the chat. Without a just assumption story. Okay, same thing. A new high or low must be formed to make a new relative trend. I mean, that's a kind of like a reasonable thing to already believe. Like if we're gonna make a new high, it could either reverse or continue and make higher highs. Thanks, Flat. I'm actually not. I've live stream trading and cashing out. Well, that's what we're doing too. I mean, we can check the trades we have, and maybe even call out this trade right now. But it's not even like any liquidity that we took really. It's up the previous high. We just hit the target. So it's very interesting. If you notice today, if you're kind of like looking at breakers, like there's so many breakers that form throughout the day, right? Like we're only looking at NQ. I'm not even bothered ES yet. We had a bearish breaker formed here, which had a good entry, which I discussed earlier in stream. Came all the way down here. We sweep internals here, and after we hit the -4 standard deviation, make a bullish breaker. Came all the way up. Sweep astral external this time, and like immediately came in rebounding, and we just did a very slight tap inside the breaker, but still valid. And then ran it all the way up to the -4 standard deviation. So both sides were kind of going, we're going at it.
I like this dip back into the morning range. I want to find a long opportunity.
Looks like a lot of people were waiting for this breaker to retap inside. I mean, like, I think this is the first time for the breaker to form, and it didn't retap. But if you notice, all the red lines I've been drawing on the -2.5 or -4 standard deviation, that's basically hitting the versatile targets. I mean, it's using that as my guide. If this retaps here, I'm actually going to take that with a stop 897, which is like 10 points. Even the bottom of the breaker. I would actually like that very much. That would need to come really in that premium, though, which is not too likely. But what we have is a 3 drive. We hit the -4 standard target. A breaker formed. And I'm kind of seeing if we can get a lower sell here. This is kind of like a a 2RR right now. It retaps back to the 1 minute FEG inside the breaker.
Are you looking at like the 880s to short?
Yeah, like basically like 880 to 882, like around their area. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I mean, as long as the first target I see is kind of protected still, I would still go for it. And we have equal lows on ES as well at 95 on ES. And that would just kind of bounce us back into the 5 minute breaker, which likely already be my main TP if we get this. Like once again, I think NQ is the weaker one just because when we did this sell off, no, I guess it's more relative. Do you think we can trade down to the 16.766 daily before CPI? If you're looking on the daily, I have, okay, let me see, 676. So we're 766. Okay, my bad. Where are you? 766. What level is that? Is it on the daily chart? Because I'm on the daily chart right now. 766, right? Yeah, I can't really see that. Still have like kind of relative lows here, which I'm still interested in the short here. Even like you might be able to get away with early entry here just because we might have a wick that holds it down here, like an order block here. This could be raised up to here though. I just feel like we might just tap equilibrium and just come back down. We're already tapping equilibrium on ES. It's kind of doing what I'm thinking right now, which is like a very low order block rejection there. I would still want it to get inside this 1 minute here before entry. But since we already know that ES is the strength, NQ is the better entry for a short. I would rather tap this though. But I think just knowing NQ, since it's being the weaker one, we might already get a tap in here. So we're the
Might
end
take
breaker
a starter
on
at like
ES.
877.
877. I
Just
might
get, like, a
I might do
starter
that
going.
with you. We already tapped an ES breaker here though.
Oh, it's not gonna film me, is it? 1 point off. Come on.
I'm just gonna show it on my trading view. This is demo already on trading view, and I'm gonna execute it in person here. But this is kind of like how I'll do it. Like I'll just, let's say, average it out like that. Just see for visuals, and then our stop would be up here. Kurt, I think today I'm not touching my funded today. I think I'm trying not to go back on that, even if the setup's good or not, just because we already know today based on yesterday. Based on we have CPI tomorrow and stuff. That this, I'm not gonna play it. So even if it does good, just know this would be on eval. I did say I'm gonna try one funded, but like if you're talking about like trading all my fundeds, no. I'm likely just gonna be one funded at most. But yeah, ES took the breaker already. I was kind of looking at NQ more, but NQ is weaker, so like that's why I was anticipating possible retap into his order block, which will be like equilibrium, and just straight down. That's what we might be getting though. If anyone got entry on ES, that's a big one.
I'm almost plus 10 with a starter entry.
What was your entry on starter?
76.
Oh, was it 76? Damn, I was kind of looking for a pop above 877 actually.
Well, it kept tapping it, so I just threw a limit on there and it got filled. I'm like 1/3 of my normal size though, so.
Yeah, that. I'm gonna try to. I'll just cancel these. I want to really preach like one entry now, so I'm gonna try not to, on my screen at least, to show multiple entries.
I trade my live account a little differently than my funded.
I should have probably just did it on ES as well, just because I already had a feeling that we were likely not gonna retrace enough on ES or NQ. I mean,
I just looked at ES, it was pretty clean. If you took like 803.
yeah, very clear. It's like a very simple breaker entry play there. I'm gonna show it on ES, but I'm still waiting for the NQ entry, just for demo purposes, or because 803 is a 3-point stop. That's very standard for me. Kind of like an 82 though for NQ at least.
Yeah, that looks like the sweet spot. It's actually a unicorn.
Yeah, that's why we're going for that. Now this is kind of a waiting game. Like I'm not really. I think no matter what happens today, even if we win big, not get filled, or even lose in this trade, no matter what happens today, is not gonna be a big deal. Just because I'm not equipped to trade my funded today. Just because we already declared that we're not trading our real cash account. For me at least, everything's gonna be on eval. I did buy the my funded futures static earlier, so that's what I'm mainly trading on, and then I also have other evals that I can work on. But funded, I'm probably gonna only trade on one funded. If I do today, that's gonna be the top set funded. But I'm gonna leave all my other fundeds untouched today. But the part of live trading is to showcase real time what I want to do and how I want to enter. And this could be a perfect example of having the right setup, the framework, the right analysis, but no entry that was within your model. Because if it's like any other model that you want to do, this could be in many you can have entries everywhere already. You can take the breakaway, you can take the after we close on the breaker, you can take the short with a stop above the breaker. Lots of things, but right now I'm kind of like honing in and getting you guys into that mindset of like trade one model, and this is what I'll showcase: trade this one model.
I'm gonna exit on my starter, I think. Let's go.
Did anyone get an entry on ES at least? I kind of post that on the Discord right now that we had no entry on ES, but NQ, or no, we had no entry on Q, but yes, there was a chance for entry. But yeah, for those who are watching, the amount of retaps is gonna give though, I feel like ES is gonna just push past this if it just rips. Did we just bounce above 4,800? Wow, we did.
I decided to exit.
That's a good exit. I think you said it like when it was like approaching lower and lower.
Yeah, I posted the execution.
What was your sizing? Do you have like only one mini, or are you trading like normally 3 minis, and you said you have a third size?
Oh, I'm on my cash. I had like 10 on that one.
10 minis?
Yeah.
I thought you said you had starters. I'm confused.
Yeah, my normal position's usually like 25.
25 minis?
For my cash account.
Holy crap! What portfolio size are you doing, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know if I want to say.
I mean, you don't have to. I was just asking because like 25, that's like torque sizing. Torque master. If people who are alive
I'm going big this year. Look at the
P now.
profit
I
and
did see that.
losses.
I just saw that. Zoro's up 16K today, but that like that's just because he's trading a bigger size than most people. If you're comparing yourself to him, we're still trading the same thing. Which what I want to preach is stay relative to you. Like even if I post like a 20K payout or 20K day or something, and you're doing like $200 a day, don't be swayed or influenced.
Yeah, I just kind of built up confidence over time. I wanted to make it big this year, so
When you
more
were
like focused on cash account rather than prop firms.
yeah, when you were
What were you gonna say?
stopped out at I think you were long in 68, I think, and they stopped at 62. Was that a 6-point stop or something like that?
Yeah, 6
What
point stop.
size were you there?
20.
20. Oh, so that's to me like I'm like, oh, only 6 points. You're good. You're good. But like
So I'd
maybe
say like my average position size right now is around like 20 cons. That's what I'm pretty comfortable with.
that's pretty interesting. Like I'm like trying to think like 6 point stop, which is like relatively very tight. With 20 cons, that's only 2,400. Okay, that's lower than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like 6K loss.
No, no.
But I think it's just because the sizing or the stop was only 6 points.
Yeah, I can't pull a 40 con like twerk. I don't even know what that moves for like 1 point. What is 1 point with 40 cons?
On NQ, it's 20
Actually,
multiplier. So for one contract is or 1 point is $200 or $20. So with
20,
40, that's like 20 times 40. That's $800 per point.
800.
So if it moves 10 points against them, there's 8,000 loss right there.
Yeah, my account can't take that. It's not that big.
If TP hits, you cancel entry, right? Yeah, that's kind of like the general idea. I could reconsider a different entry though, because if this runs, likely this would already played out, and like you could likely or you could try the same entry, but it just be lower probability because we are sub internals at that point. Because my first target would always be like a previous internal. But yeah, that's the name of the game. Like if we got the entry at 80s, this would have been like a 30-point move, and likely the way that we're going ES especially, it would have been like nearly no drawdown on it, and it'll be like a perfect entry. And like that's what happens. Like if you look at the trade recaps on our Discord, we have so many trades that have like very little drawdown because we've been waiting patiently for it. Like I'll go through many trade ideas like this. Like yesterday, I think this was a very good one. Very little drawdown. This one just a tight stop but still worked. This one I think was very good. Oh yeah, I remember this. This was very good because 572. I think it went to like 574, and then look at my TP. Like first target internals here, 30 points. Second target, I did 4 minis. Second target for like 60 points. That's really good with only like 2-3 point drawdown. And I feel like I have more, but maybe I just posted my Twitter and just posted the link instead. Or on the YouTube live stream. But like there's so many like setups that's like that. And if you're patient enough, you'll get the setup like that. YouTube is 5-minute delayed. Tom, I'm gonna type this in chat just so other people can be aware too. If you are that delay, fast forward to 1.5 speed and it will catch you up. Delay should only be under 8 seconds. When do you usually do break even on your trade? For the most part, break even trade would just be like I guess a good example would be here, right? 4803 would be the entry. My stop is 3 points. After it goes past 3 points, I would likely put a hard breaker stop. But usually it's because usually it will be internals. So let me just see in this case. Like if I get filled right here, I think at the moment it gets 4,800 just because it'll be in this FAG. I'll take a TP usually at 1 to 1.5 risk reward. So if I risk 3 points, once we get past 3 to 4 points, I'll take some off there and then do break even stop because there's no reason for it to come back up, especially if we made it lower already. And that protects me because we already had a positive profit on that trade. And I feel like if it comes back up within that breaker and make a higher high, chances are you might get pushed up here. So like, even if you get stopped at break even, you can also re-enter at the same re-enter at a different setup. So that's the thing. Like when you don't want to look back like, oh, I should have held this. It didn't even touch this high. Just take the break even stop, you still pause and then trade if you take partials. You always re-enter if you think the target is still there. Eric said, "Hi, I just found your channel, chill vibe. I trade my own capital coming from options. Would you mind explaining your strategy? ICT concepts are new to me." I'll give something brief, but if you want like to know in depth, go to my Discord. I opened up the main trading chat. There's a lot of details in the main trading chat. Like everything else is premium right now, but I opened up the trading chat just for the next few days. It shows a lot of educational things that I utilize. So there'll be indicators, there'll be simple concepts, but like if you want the model, this will be the model, and this is the model of how I do it. There's 2 videos by T-Trades, which is a YouTuber that helps out. Watch these 2 videos. That's the 2 main models, and then you also would understand about like fair value gaps, optimal trade entry, all this stuff. It's gonna be videos there, or it's gonna be listed here. And when you learn that, just hop on live with us, and you'll see it real time. And you can look at the trade recaps. Trade recaps to show like every setup that we took each day. We'll display wins and losses. So far in January, we haven't had a single loss. I think we had like 5 green trades so far. I can check. This is the green trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess this one was a red trade, but it was a -6 trade. But yeah, if we count the loss, then it would be like 7 green trade and 1 loss so far, with the loss being 6 points.
I'm gonna hop off, Brian.
All right, yeah, you're good.
Done for the day. I don't know if I'm gonna trade tomorrow. I usually try to avoid CPI. If I do, it'll definitely not be on cash account.
Yeah, I mean, I think today is the day that I'll avoid, and tomorrow, it's gonna be volatile, but I'm gonna just look for wait for the entry, and play what I get.
Yeah, if I'm gonna trade, I'm probably gonna wait till after 10. I'd rather not scalp in the morning right after CPI, just because it moves so fast. I think Friday I'll be here though, so. But alright, peace out.
Alright, yeah, see ya. Yeah, alright. I appreciate it, bro. Was checking out the pinned message. She's learned a lot. Yeah. And definitely watch the videos that I shared. And really the best way to reinforce trading is to look for other traders who would show things real time instead of like hindsight. Because like if you're on Twitter or other like Discords, they might just be posting like they'll show up the daily like, oh, look at this after it happens, and it shows like it like working, but that doesn't really help your learning process. You need to really hone in and understand and like if you can spot the same setup that I'm like taking, that's like the best thing you can do for yourself. I'm gonna move this up. Oh shit, what happened? No, I just lost my ES. Okay. I don't know what that was. I need to close this out. Okay. I mean, like I said, I'm trading this on eval, so I'll see. I'll just play it. We did tap it already. I was kind of like talking, so I didn't really see that. Remember that 1 minute at 10:28? Is this? No way. Yeah, it just held this too. I mean, that's the internals I was going for, so. Were you the one who pointed out the 1 minute, or was it someone else? Because T-Trades were when he broke it down on a lower time frame, he liked the same thing. But even though we didn't sweep sell side yet, we just so much consolidation, and this could be the retap up. If you want to manage your risks, look for entry kind of like within this breaker, maybe the middle of the breaker. That would be the best bet, I feel like. like even like entry at 85s, that would just reduce your stop to, I think 85s would be good because that would be kind of like a standardized stop. I'll just put this for the second example. But yeah, we filled this 1 minute now. Ideally, I want to see this dump from here. ES did not take that yet. We just made like a lot of equal highs. So if ES does take this high, we might have a good chance to do like a mini pop over here before coming down. I'm gonna take a bathroom break. Just gonna be like a minute, and I'm gonna grab some water. All right, I'm back. I'll probably put one right here too. But this is also something I hate because we're approaching lunch hour, and lunch hour is very unpredictable. So I just want to do tight wrist, so I'm kind of going for something like this at 85 is more. I'm gonna load it up on my eval here. I just got filled in my eval here. If you heard my order fill at 85s, and with 85s, is this 85? No, it's lower. There we go. Good 12-point stop. Very clear 12-point stop. I'm gonna remove this. This is kind of more I'm interested here. Wait, did I put this at 86? Yeah. So like if I'm looking for 85s, stop at 97. You don't even need that swing high. Like I would even say 95 is already a good stop because that's a wick, rejection wick. And if we do come up past this breaker, I'll likely kill the trade before it even does anything. Okay, let me see the chat. I said it was 1 minute. No one thought it was a good entry at the time. Oh yeah, Jeffy, you did say that. T-Trade did say that. I think for my model, like I'm like looking at it as like it doesn't really show much because I'm still looking for more upside target. I kind of see like order block kind of tap here. But yeah, in hindsight, yeah, like this definitely looked more than what it seems to be. But I hope you took that trade, Jiffy. If you're looking at this as a 1 minute entry long for target, and your target -4 standard deviation is a very good target there. Let's see if this short bid lays out. Have on my eval. I just kind of reiterated what we discussed like all stream. Like I'm trading only eval, not funded today, just because CPI is tomorrow. We're day before CPI. even though this does good, like I said, it doesn't matter. I'm like, I don't want any emotions reoriented. I want to prepare myself for tomorrow. Even though there's like so many good setups. If you see all my breakers, every breaker I posted or charted out with every standard deviation projection, if you look at the red line, it just hits target, hit target, hit target. So like it's a very good day for like a scalper model. If you already predicted that it's a seek and short type of price action, then you would understand like this you can kind of go back and forth. So after we sweep internals, after we hit our target, we can look for the other side. So like, I think when I was live here, I was like, we have the 3 jive here, perfect. If we can make a reversal pattern and retap into it, I'm gonna play the downside, and it's gonna go back and forth, and that's what we're doing in ESNQ right now. Let's let this play out. I'm trying to get this eval done here too. We're very close to it. If I can get that, that'll be amazing. Because I can have it ready for CBI.
Order filled.
That's... Did I hit it? I had 15 points on my account, on my thing. Bada bing, bada boom. I mean, I feel like it's so like neutral now. Like I don't even have any emotions on this, just because like we called that out so far in advance that like, is there something to be happy about? We anticipated it, and we just played it out, and now we got it. I think like if this is like a year ago or even like 6 months ago, I would definitely have a different mindset. But right now, I'm just like, it's whatever. But yeah, let me show the execution though. $4,800. This is my top step combine. I need to lose 300 real quick. I'm gonna do that. What I'll do is just spam buy sell. I just went a little bit under, damn it. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. But let me share this. If I get 20 people in the YouTube chat, I'm gonna let this stream run till like 2:30. It's a very ambitious goal, but like I feel energized right now for some reason. Something about it, I don't know. It's 55 current viewers. I think more people are like on my Discord right now. Matt Truman, I'll explain in a second. Let me just get everything situated. All right, so I'm gonna explain the question. If you have a question, you should ask here. I'll take this out. If you want afternoon stream, say yes. If enough people, I'll keep running it. The way I think on NQ, the way I do my breakers is I do a overestimation on it. So for some people, they could do their breaker like this. It works, and in this case, it actually works perfectly. But I like to guesstimate, and I'll just like do, I'll do the consecutive candles. So like this down close candle, I'll consider that, and then the low candle, I'll consider that. It's a large breaker. I like to make it large. Like this is only like six points rather than 3 points or 5 points, and I customize my entry based on the model that we use. So we have the fair value gap. So I'm gonna be focused on that, right? And then I'm also gonna be focused on on using the fib in the standard deviation projection and hitting the targets. I think ES did not hit the target either. Yeah, neither of them hit the target. Interesting. There's a lot of people, more people on than I thought. I thought there was a lot of people lurking, but yeah, I feel energetic right now. We can answer questions and whatnot. And I also want to try to pass all these evals done. So let's run it. But yeah, best to ask questions if you're unsure. What day am I on actually? Yeah, is this the 10th YouTube live stream? I can't tell anymore. Because I like to keep track of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Okay. Even though I executed, like I said, the training view is just for demo purposes or for visuals, but I already shared that I was already out on the eval because I hit the target already. How much is that anyways? All right, let me read the chat. I just posted the tweet on. Usually after a win or loss, I'll post it on Twitter just to showcase it. But let me see how many people said yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I definitely got it. I gotta learn that unicorn model. That entry is perfect. It's not only just like learning the model. Like you also wanna have experience with it. In the case that like you know what you're doing with it. People kind of look at trade there's many models. You trade things differently, and the way I trade, I think some people might even not take this entry, but I still like it. I would prefer the first tap here. If it came down here, like right here, re-tapped into it, that would have been perfect. I would have just been happy about that. But it is inherently more risky when we're kind of like bouncing back and forth here, and it comes back into it. But I since it's 12 right now, I'm not looking to take too many trades in the lunch hour. I'm gonna probably annotate and commentate all the trade stuff. Some people in the Discord is saying didn't take profit, didn't move to break even, still waiting for target or stop. If you're new if you are new, I can go over this. You should already be break even stop after pass 1 or 1 to 1.5 RR. Not every target has to hit. So like I think some people are having troubles because they haven't seen me trade that much. But if you got this trade in here at 883, right? You had like 2-point drawdown, and our stop was 12 points. The moment it gets past 12 points here, so like that's already 1-to-1 risk reward right now, kind of like right here. You can already take profit there and split break even stop. I have no qualms about that. Our target is down here, but we hit instead of hitting the target, we hit 24 points. The target was 28 points. I'm pretty sure it was this target, right? Or was it the sell side? It doesn't really matter because they're so close. It doesn't. If it hit 90% of your target already, you should be already taking partials. That's where I'm not really understanding that much. Do you only play the unicorn model at high or of day or low of day, or can you play it within daily range? Oh, that's a good question. This is daily range. This is daily range, isn't it? Isn't this a daily breaker here? Same exact model, same everything. So to answer the question, I'm watching this analysis on the daily as well. I want to see what happens to CPI. I also posted my Twitter, right? I said, show me love, and to the Twitter, and I'll look to grant some people access to the private Discord for a few days. Especially if you're new, I think a lot of people are still new to this, to like how I trade. So, and I was only planning on doing like two to three, or I think 2 free live streams each week, and the others are private. I think it would help. It would definitely help for some people. If you have some more time on it. Yeah, so what was I gonna say? I mean, I did post the recap of the day, and what I usually do, like, I guess I'll share it publicly. If I recognize your name, if it's through Discord, if you're talking chat a lot, you're asking questions, you're saying like you're engaging, oh, you took the same trade, you did this, blah blah blah. I remember your name and stuff like that, and eventually I'll just grant people some free access for sometimes a few months. Like a good example is Sleepy right now. He has free access right now just because I want to see him succeed. But I don't give free handouts like that. Like there's some people who like DMs me like, please give me free access so I can look at your stream, but I don't know who you are. And for those who I do know, like if they engage with me through Twitter or Discord or YouTube, I usually in private just give people free access for a few days, few weeks, few months, and just kind of like keep up on them. But if you guys aren't willing, if some of you guys aren't willing to do that in that extent, then don't really expect a like freebies like that from me, because I don't like giving to strangers. You need to have impression somewhere. But let's look for, we're in lunch hour now. I'm gonna delete this so people don't get confused of looking for another entry. But I'm glad I passed one of the evals and the other one have half target. I did not put it on my my other one, unfortunately. Yeah, like if you see like my DMs like the past 2 weeks when I've been like doing more free streams, a lot of them are asking for like free access, but I'm selective with that. Like I really only give it to people that I know who I recognize the name. Like if I don't recognize the name, then I'm like, I'm sorry. There's gonna be a free stream later on this week probably. But I mean, it's good. It's a good deal. Like if you engage Discord or Twitter, if you share comments saying, "Oh, I took that trade. I watched it live." You give a like. You show engagement on the YouTube live chat. Then like over time, like you might get unexpected benefits. But I don't like kind of giving it to people who are asked for it. I rather do it when I'm doing it just cause. But let's see. Let's see if there's another setup somewhere. I mean, even though this breaker play worked out, I think we're still bullish narrative. So no heat on that. Yeah, we can all agree on that. 25 points. Very nice. But we didn't get like our target or hitting the -4 standard deviation or any. This will be the second target likely. 38, 36. That would have been like 45 points. It's just because we're so bullish on the day still that we haven't made any bearish PD arrays. I'm pretty sure on the 5-minute we've probably been holding a lot of things. Let's see the 15-minute as well. This order block here at 857. Every time we tap it, we just come back up. So like, I'll see the same thing on ES. ES is too barcodey. Let's see the hourly. I mean, like, there's this order block here, but like everything's still barcoding. So like, there's just not many things you can really play with. I'm gonna mark on the 5-minute at least. This 5-minute FEG. If we get a close under this, just because I see like 4 or 5 wicks retapping this, the moment we get close under, I'll look to play aggressively downside. Same thing with NQ. If we can get close under this 15-minute order block here, I would probably look for 5-minute instead though, just so we can do the same thing. Yeah, this is perfect. This is really perfect. Same thing with NQ. So this is how I'll look at my using the 5 and 15-minute. If we can get it close under, and there's like another unicorn setup above in the premium, I'll look to play the downside. Right now, we're just keep on pushing higher and higher just because we're doing so well on that. Yeah, another good example, like Anas. I actually recognize her name probably the most, second after Sleepy. Sharing like your profits. This is basically the same thing as sharing your journey with me. It doesn't even have to be the same trades that we took. Like just sharing your journey in general. This is like a very common question. I'm gonna try to not review the DMs too much. It doesn't really matter, but like it'll be someone asking like, I came from YouTube, I'm trying to understand your model more, and you need more help. The best way to do that is, I keep on like reiterating this. Look at the pinned message on the main chat. I'm just doing this so if anyone has the same question, this is your answer. Look at the main chat. So if we go to the main chat, the pinned message of it, it would have the main model that we're looking at. It have the videos that I linked that I that basically would teach you it, and it shows Zoro model, which is good. It show you indicators that I use on stream, like the Asia, London, New York session. It'll explain what some of these concepts are, like low resistance liquidity, high resistance. It shows you example here. I'm like kind of personalizing this, and I tell you my size. This is my size on NQES. All these questions can be answered. The templates for this, these are not, most of them are not my materials, but it's something I like for people to use. Power 3. There's more. I think the main thing that people overlook, that people don't really understand that much, is 3 drive is a good one. This just shows a good example. I'll show. Remember this in your head right now if you're watching live. Remember this here. 3 drive, 1, 2, 3. Make a strong displacement after the third higher high, and then create a fair value gap inside. Retap into it. That's a breaker and a fair value gap. So that's a unicorn entry. 3 drive to solidify that. Remember that, and then look at this. Remember when I said 3 drive here? Strong displacement down, retrace back up, unicorn entry. If this was bearish narrative, we would have probably been all the way down here by now. To further explain that, I'll look for more. There's some kill zones that I kind of like pinned I'm looking for the consequent encroachment. Yeah, this one. This kind of explains how I utilize the consequent encroachment. You see a long wick, and usually it's a rejection wick or hammer. Some people call it that. I look at the 50% of that. I look at that for daily and on the 1 minute. So it's utilized in most places. So I explain how I utilize that on the daily. This would be a good example. This daily wick here is very prominent on the left side here. You see 50% of that. We just tapped and popped above that. Anything else? Anything else? This could be a daily wick here, but the moment we close above this daily FPG, I don't think that will be in consideration anymore. Let me find another example. I guess this is a good example here too. Like just like a simple reversal here. I look at the 1 minute chart, look at the wick of it. I have a template, just it would be in yellow. And if we get a next candle close under the 50% of this, we need a candle close. It can wick it, but I only want to see if it closes under. It didn't close under, so we hold that. Let me find an example for the upside, just based on today's price action. This one has a wick here, but it doesn't really tell you much. This one is a good one. We made a high here, right? This is hindsight, but usually I'll show this in real time. You can do 2 wicks here. Two prominent wicks on consequent encroachment wicks. You have a high wick here that opened up but closed lower. Look at the 50% of that. We want to see if there's any close above. If we get close above, you would see something like this, like higher prices. But since we did not get that, we can expect that maybe even a breaker would form here if we made it a little high, but it's closed lower still, and then the breaker would form. Using this wick also, same thing. Both applies here. That's why we came lower. That's just kind of like a tool that I like to use, that I've been teaching real time and like in my Discord and whatnot. But not many people trade that like that on stream, but I find it very beneficial. Let me look at the chat now. Smash that like button. How many likes do I have in this? 29 likes. You guys gotta boost that up. This I think liking does help the algorithm with the YouTube stream. Do you look for SMT as an entry criteria? Did I talk about that in the pinned message? I should include it. Let me see if I didn't. Yeah, I do look at SMT though. The way that I look at SMT is similar to in 2 ways. You can look at the higher lows and higher highs, doing the bearish and bullish SMT, but you can also look at it as the weakness. So in this case, NQ and ES, right? If you look at ES here on this wick here, ES went into the unicorn entry model. NQ did not do that. So we could see ES is more bullish, NQ is more bearish. So if I'm looking at short, I'm looking at short at premium and also want the edge. So I would look at NQ shorts. That's why NQ shorts is the one that I mainly focus on today. But if it was the vice versa, if NQ is very bullish and ES is weaker than NQ, then I'll look at short on ES at premium. Any other questions? Any other questions? Yeah. I think the SMT maybe I didn't add on to it, but that's just kind of like an overview in the pinned message. But SMT is one of them though. I think I list all these other examples, like time macros is something I talk about. It's usually the 950 to 1010 macro. If a breaker validates, if this works, I could also use additional entries, fair value gaps, and order blocks. Let me see. Is that all the questions I have? I think I caught up very fast. But to further note that the pinned message is kind of like an overview. I'm working on a few people on a website. I think I showed this many times already, but the website will talk about prop firm guides, it'll talk about like a beginner guide. If you're new to trading, it'll have a guide with that for both futures trading and prop firm trading, which are two separate things because you need to learn how to trade futures first, and then you gotta learn how prop firm works and all that. And then there's gonna be advanced strategies like the breaker model. It'll teach you in text form and with pictures and examples. It's gonna be a lot of things that we're gonna launch. It's gonna be free too. It's not paid, by the way. It's just something for the community. Probably mid-January, so in like 5 days, or less than a week, let's say, or in a week. I don't know. Something like that, and then we're gonna add content on the way. So like, that's where I'm gonna have a lot of focus on while I'm also trading for my group. Looks like low time frame power of 3 right now. Let me see. Power of 3. I would, if you're looking for power 3 expand upwards, I need to see manipulation on the downside. Unless you're talking about down here, which we already kind of established. But I'm thinking like more within this consolidation here. So this box here is kind of like where I'm seeing its consolidation. Do I have a box for consolidation? Is this a balance zone? I don't know. What time frame is that? Okay, let me change this. Or let me just make a new box. Let's just do a red box and then change it. Change the opacity to very light. Let's also do this yellow too. Yeah, let's do that. I like that. I'm gonna delete some templates. Some of them I don't really use anymore. Like this one, I don't really use. Break, I don't use. Mitigation block, I don't really pay attention to mitigation block anymore. I don't know what OFL is. Pivot. Yeah, these are good already. So this is kind of the consolidation I'm looking at right now. We're just kind of going back and forth. Not really much happening after 10:38. On the 15-second, let me check. This is like when everyone talk about the 15-second, it's kind of a Wild West for me because let's see. There's only one sweep here. I would much rather this get swept. I think especially on NES, this should have been swept already. We made a third equal low here. So I think what we want to do right now is kind of just sweep London high, and then we'll actually come down lower. Because I think, like I said previously during the early stream, I thought we're gonna sweep London high first and then not hold just because CPI is tomorrow. I don't think we expand anywhere today. Yeah. This is kind of what I'm anticipating, but I need to see London high be taken first. This is why I kind of talk about like not trading the lunch hour, just because it's very, very choppy. Oh crap! Sleepy got two $400 moves. Let's see. Did he do 10 points or did he do 1 mini for 20 points? I think it's more likely he did 1 mini for 20 points. That'll be $400. Yeah. So he made $800 today on the 2 funders he have. I mean, he's recovering. That's impressive. He got 20 points out of it with 8 entry and 860 exit. Yeah, that's very good. I mean, with the risk that he probably took, if he did 880, let's say, the risk, I would probably put the stop like 895. It was a 50-point risk. But if you got the entry work, I kind of had it at 883, the middle of the FEG. You know, things get adjusted. I asked something in the chat. Stream CPI price action on YouTube or Discord. If it's Discord, it's likely gonna be closed. But CPI is both good price action and bad price action. Sometimes it doesn't make sense just because it's so volatile. Other times, if a setup hits, it would give you like 50 points immediately. So like, I think a heads up would be like, if I'm trading CPI, you should expect a few losses, and if one hits, it's gonna be the big winner, which would make up like 5 losses. But I really, I don't think the last time I had like 2 consecutive loss is like, I feel like in November. I kind of made a message in the live chat. It would be a good idea if you would read it. If you're not a part of Discord, you're interested in like how I trade but new to it. I'm kind of elaborating more like after January. It's gonna be like 2 live streams each week, 2 free ones. That's what I think. Maybe it would be 1, maybe it would be 2, something like that would be max. But if you want to learn how to trade, you can join the Discord. We already closed the monthly membership. Quarterly's available now, but it's gonna be closed in a week. And then there will only be 2 options. It'll be yearly or lifetime. And to do that, it's just because we don't want to onboard new members like that. And it would keep the community tight and close, kind of like a family, a trading family. And I don't want people to be worrying about their monthly subscription while they're learning. We could have a bad month, and like you need like data more than like at least 3 months or more. And that's where I'm kind of pushing on. And like for the people who join with like quarterly or yearly, there's gonna be moments where you can upgrade at like a upgrade to lifetime at a cost that is like less than what it would originally be. So that's that. But I don't really push the Discord too much. It's kind of up to whoever who wants to join or not. Because I'm very comfortable with what I have right now. You talked about it before, but when did you switch from futures after trading small cap? And when do you start ICT, and how long do you take to be consistently profitable? I'm going to briefly go over this. I think I started trading futures 2021. So it's been approaching 3 years. Let's say just like 2.5 at most. And I traded futures for like about like 7-8 months. And then I also did prop firm around there, like 6-7 months after. And then I slowly transitioned to just doing more prop firm and less live cash. And then like the last 6 months or so, I've just been fully prop firm. So like I have no exposure on my live count. So if I lose all my accounts right now, it'd just be funded accounts, which is basically potential profit makers, rather than like there'll be some days years ago where I'll be down like 20,000. Where there'll be days where I'll be up 20,000 too, but like there's no risk in that. It's only going to be exponentially up, and if I lose, it's just going to be like an expense that I had to take to build up the funded again, which is not that difficult for me anymore. We'll have to stay here on YouTube for a bit until I can afford. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Like we're not. I'm not trying to force people. Like I said before earlier, like if you're engaging in the chat, engaging on Twitter, showing your journey on the Discord and the private channel, like I'm sure I'm gonna give people free access for a few days, few weeks, few months. I think Sleepy been free for like 4 months right now, just because I want to see him succeed. So that's always like my number one reference, because and he's not the only one, but he's the main one that I give. But he was previously paid for a few months, and then I just gave him the free access just so I can get him a payout, which he is approaching now, finally. It's like a mental trouble. Some people, like, even though I trade live, some people are kind of mentally not there where they are scared of losses. I'm trying to fix that for a lot of people. Oh, let me answer the second part of the questions. I kind of answered when I started trading futures. Small caps was only a thing for like 5 months, I feel like, or 4 months. It was very short. That futures was real trading. And how long it to be consistently profitable? I would argue the last 6 months has been the most consistent I've ever been, which is meaning that I have not taken any losses. It's only been up. So my the payouts have been consistently coming, because I'm more focused on like small payouts each week on each of my funded. So like, let's say I have 5 funded. Let's say it's very easy to do with 5 funded. You do $200 a day on 5 fundeds. There's 1,000 each day, and at the end of the week you'll get a healthy payout on that if you just do like $200 a day. And you don't have to win every single day, but like net positive at the end of the week, very likely. Especially if you have a model. Like not everyone will trade and win each week, but if you look at my past 10 streams on YouTube, or the recap section. Like my win and loss ratio, I think I have like 8 times more wins than losses. So like that's already like 85% win rate. And I think that the way that I trade and how I deliver it is different from other people, which is I call out the trade in advance, which is like in this case, like we already had the setup, I marked it out, I have the lipstick, I tell you the reason why, the 3 drive, the breaker, the standard deviation projection, the fib. There's no time element in this, but I tell you everything you need to know, or it's training you for so you can do it on your own. And I basically show like where I'm entering, where my stop will be, where I'm TPing. So like it's very easy to learn. Like after, I would argue after 3 months, you should be able to do this on your own if you're consistently trading for 3 months with me. I think that's why I'm pushing quarterly a lot more. Oh wow, I think a lot of messages has loaded. Either way, you have my support. Next by your handouts. I'm more pushing the free side, and like I mentioned also many times before, there's gonna be a free prop / trading community that I'm gonna be working with other traders on. That's somewhere you can like work with other people too. You know, it'll be free. It's not gonna be paid anything. So like I think the line in the sand would be, if you want to join the premium Discord, you'll learn directly from me, but it's not a an obligation. There's gonna be many other ways that you can still learn from me without needing to be in it. I have 15 PAs with Apex and 0 payouts, so I think that's what most people do, like on Apex, right? Because it's cheap. It's like 80% off, 90% off, 71% off. Even the new marketing gimmick is 1 day pass. You can get funded very easily. Getting funded is not impressive. Getting payouts is impressive. So when people post they pass their eval and all that, it doesn't impress me. I need to see payouts. I need to see consistency. I need to see like weeks of getting payouts and stuff. And Apex is very. I always tell people Apex is difficult because it has trailing drawdown. You're more better off trading end of day trailing and then doing the trailing like after you're more experienced. Yeah, like BrianStonk said, is more predatory for traders that haven't had a payout. Like that's so easy for them to make money for like naive traders. Basically, Top Step is the best one, most trader friendly. You can get payout in 5 days, 5 green days. That's very easy to do. What are your thoughts on a potential push to 906 to hit the double top on the 2 hour if we break out there? So what you're looking at is London High, right? I'm going to go 5 minute for you quick. What I am anticipating, I can see that London High get pushed, but I don't think we expand higher. Like if we get this taken, the most I'll be looking for is a rejection and a reversal pattern. So it'll be like if I break this down on the 1 minute, let's say on the drawing, like I want this to keep on coming up, right? And we take the liquidity, we make another high. This could be a 3 drive pattern. We make a low, we chase back into it, and then come back down. And you want to kind of memorize this the way that we're trading like this, because this would be the breaker. This should be the breaker. Retaps inside the breaker. We draw the OTE, which is your shorting at premium. We already stuffed liquidity, which is London High. That's the main target for the day. I'll be looking for something like this. I don't know if it's going to show it. Yeah, it still shows on the 1 minute. But I don't think expand higher just because we have CPI tomorrow. And if I look at the daily, we're at a very critical position. So CPI is either going to do what I think here, or it's going to really just push it up. And then we'll just keep on probably going until we take the high and make all-time highs again. So this is my other scenario for CPI. CPI is basically going to choose where we're going to go. That's my issue. I have 2 Top Step funded and about halfway done with a 150K combine, but I still haven't had a single payout. CPI is tomorrow 8:30. I think the Top Step is very easy to get payout. you need to understand what you're risking. So generally, if you could trade 1 or 2 mini. The way I do it, I like to kind of do a simple way. Like, let's say I do 10-point stop, which is very standard for me, and you could do like a 1.5 risk reward. So every time you take a trade, you lose at most $200, and then you make 300 every time, and do that course of a month. You should be net positive, especially if you have a high win rate or higher win rate. With that risk reward and a edge in your trading, which is a trading model, a system that works, you're gonna get there. So we're already kind of approaching this. Just wanted that push. Another thing that I want to mention, right? You remember when we're bearish right here on these 2 taps here? I extend this breaker. We invalidate this breaker once we close above this. Basically close above the breaker. So at this point, we're already invalidating the breaker. Same thing on ES. We invalidated it already. So if your bullish narrative to target external, this should be confirmation. So we were short here. The moment we close above, stay nimble. We switch our narrative. And how I drew my consolidation box, I'm either looking for a break below or above. I'm anticipating for a break above as long as we hold this breaker, which would then be kind of like an inverse breaker if you see it that way. That's more of advanced theory that I don't really show too much on live, but I do consider it. Yeah, inverse breaker. There also could be I think there's another stream that I did on. It was like the BBB, which is balanced bullish breaker. You know how fair value gaps, there'll be when there's multiple fair value gaps, it could be a balanced balanced price range, BPR. We could have 2 breakers. Let's say that I'm just gonna make this up. Let's say there's another breaker right there. You have a inverse breaker here and a bullish breaker here. That could be a balanced breaker there that supports your narrative to push higher. So the reason I keep these breakers on my chart still is to see if it invalidates and then utilize it for when I flip it. Is there any other questions? Because I kind of like asked a lot or answered a lot of questions. I feel like this is more engaging. Oh wow, does this YouTube stream says non-farm payroll? Oh, let me update that. I don't know why it does that. Let's see if I can update it like that. Yeah, I think it's more engaging when there's a lot of people talking and asking questions. But there's only 50 of you guys because we were past our trading time. But I don't know. I like the aspect of us trading in front of like hundreds of people. I think we peaked 100 at one point, but like that's fine. Like it's a numbers thing. More people engage is more fun. More people winning is feels better for me and other people too. Yeah, but if you're new, just you don't have to join my Discord premium. Just join the Discord itself because I have the main train chat open right now. And I discuss a lot of stuff in the chat and whatnot, so you don't have to be a premium member. Do you use cumulative delta? Hard answer, no. But I used it before. And what I can tell you is I feel like it's more of a confluence bias. So it'd be like, oh, cumulative data is working my side. But there'll be times where it doesn't do that. It's not clear enough for me. And I'd rather have something that's like more defined and works in a model where like it works every time. And more consistent, let's say. Not something that's like it could work, it could not work, it could have no information. Oh, Top Step just gave its free reset code. I just got emailed. I think let me see my email and see if it's a unique code or if it's something that everyone gets. But I don't really have any accounts to reset because I just literally just got a winning trade there. I don't think this is a unique code. If it isn't, let me see. Until January 17th though, so you have 7 days to use it. Did anyone else get the unique? Did anyone get the top step code? I'm gonna ask the chat. Does it say Top Step TV and then like the generic 60 blah blah blah? I hope it's not unique. I don't think it's unique though. It's so generic. But consider that it's not generic. I think everyone can use it then. Or that's not unique. The code is Top Step TV 60K. That's literally it. I'm not gonna type it, but I hope it's not a unique code. Can someone confirm if that's the same code that you got? Because I would hate to like just give out my code like that. Because I would like to use it eventually. 7 days. I can have uses for it. That's same. Okay, nice. Yeah, so it's very good for people who did not get the do the email thing. The code is Top Step TV 60K. That's it. AP with literally dropping the code. I think some people got banned for typing the code out though, if they see it. So that's why I'm refraining from it. So we took out London High, which is very expected. When I used the code, it was 50% off. It should be a free reset. The 50% off might be already applied to you just because that's your first reset. That's what happens to first users. They get a 50% half off reset on their first usage. But if you apply the code, it should be free. Pull back to 86 now. 86. When we talk about NQ, it should be 3 digits, and ES should be 2 digits. I'm not sure if you're talking about 86 all the way down here on ES, or 86 on NQ. Yeah, 86. Okay. Is there a reason for 86? Because it's kind of like within the breaker, but I would rather more see something like this. So we take the liquidity. We make a pop above before the breaker, and then we just go all the way down to the first sell side, the main sell side, I mean. There's so many entries. That's pretty insane. I think like based on London Asia price action day, there's literally 4 breaker unicorn entries that I would have taken on NQ, and then I think probably like 3 on ES. Maybe 3 or 2. I don't know, but like there's so many entries that was very doable for the model that we're using. It fits every single criteria except. Not so much of a time element. If you're trading London and Asia, it's kind of difficult. But some of them are very slow. Yeah. Lows of bottoms, candles. So what we kind of see here is like we have sell side here. It will make a higher high, higher low, all the way up. And after taking sell side or buy side, we kind of just have a lower versus liquidity run, right? It can be drawn like that. On ES is very similar too. So if we get a reversal pattern, I eventually want to see that get smashed. So in ideal situations, you want to see a I'm gonna remove this. A reversal pattern up here first, and then I kind of bounce onto it, and then really take it down. This is kind of like more ideal. What I would like. And keep this lower intact until we get the entry. And that could be a target for a break of that, and then we can really target like probably down here. But we're still in the lunch hour, so I hope we can still grind up, and then 115, 130, we can make a established high. It's basically the same thing I'm looking up here. I just want to see if we can form a 3 drive first, rather. Whoa, I can make a second one? That's interesting. I did not know you could do that. This will be a 3 drive though. This will be exactly how this played out. And I think the 3 drive definitely gives more confirmation or confluence for a reversal to really reject it. Because that's 3 attempts to make higher and it fails. News in 5 minutes though, 10-year auction. Okay, let me see this. I looked like impact. I mean, it's not red folder. Maybe it's something on the yellow folder or whatnot. So it's not something that really dictates much. Was the promo all lowercase? I think so. Yeah, it was all lowercase. I mean, a lot of people are using it in the chat right now or in Discord right now. Oh, do I see a 3 drive pattern forming right now? Is it dropping at 1 p.m. for the bond action? $101, let's see. I mean, it's like there's no entry yet because there's no reversal pattern, and like you would want to see a substantial close, not just like a 1 close and then retap back up. I think we're still in a slow grind move, but we notice how we have this lowest liquidity. Just keep on climbing up, making higher lows every time. That's gonna be something that we'll target to break. You're deep in profit today, not risking it. This is a good discipline. But what I also like to say is like kind of like have like instead of having a demo account, just have one account. Like it could be a fun account, but it could be a cheap account. Just a trade these type of trades, like solid trades, not YOLO trades, but on risky times. So if there's like actually a good breaker model here, but it's like there's news imminent or something like that, just take on a throwaway account essentially. Average to Savage said, "See you tomorrow." Yep. They risk it for the biscuit. There's no setup yet. So like when I'm count trending lately with the model, like you need to see a reversal pattern. There's no reverse pattern. There's no short entry. And it's at 1 o'clock. Let's just watch this live. It's actually interesting. I don't really have hopes that it keeps on pushing higher. We already took the highs on ES too. And that must be the bond movement. I'm just glad that this breaker did work, giving us 25 points, which is good. But there's two ways it could do it. It could tap and like go your way, and then continue going for like 25 points, 50 points, 75 points, or it could just give you your points that's above your risk reward, and then take you out and break even somewhere, because we're still the objective's still higher prices. Why does this look like a pretty decent breaker now on ES? I think ES looks very clean. This would be kind of like a AMD strategy too. I'm just gonna do it on this paper account just because it's news. Let's do it within this. And then your stop will just be up here. So like, I'll just draw this out again. Kind of look at something like this. Stop would be 1.5 points. You're likely going for the first low here, but I would also probably get something down here. So yeah, so as we're trading news, this is going to be on the paper. Oh, look at that. That might get taken out. I don't know. This is basically the same thing as trading like 2 minutes after CPI. You don't know what's going to happen yet. And that's taking 1.5 points to 6 ticks. I lied, just caught that 20 point short. Now I'm deeper profit. We did break the lowest liquidity, but just not to an extent where I would be happy about it, or I would consider it be like gone. It's still prevalent in there. But yeah, you gotta understand that news definitely has a manipulation. This could have been manipulation downwards for more upside. What do you think of static account versus end of day account? Example, my fund futures versus top step. Which do you think is easier to get payout? So I think my funded futures static, the new static option, is a very, very good deal. It's insanely good deal, but it's only one usage, right? So like, I definitely encourage everyone to get it. I think this actually doesn't work. Let me change that. Is it static 50? It's a very good deal just because look at the profit, 2,100, max loss, 1,500. And the way this works is you can make like, let's say you make 3,000 and you withdraw all the way down. Your account's not blown yet. You still have $1,500 to play with. So your account with a 30K account, it's gonna be at 28.5, 28.5. That's when you get blown. If you're doing end of day, it trails you. So like let's say this was a 30K end of day. After you get like profit past your drawdown, it would be trailed to where the starting balance is. And the moment you go back to 30,000, that's blown. So you actually have a nice buffer with this static
forget about my funded features. CEO's a clown. I mean, I don't really care about this his antics on Twitter, but what he does, well, what they promote is really good. I like the firms. I like the total firm itself. Just because they're competing, and more competition would kind of make more people, like more other firms, like focus on things that could help the trader. So they're not like they're trying to bring competition instead of having like Apex or Top Step monopolize everything. And like basically in the grand scheme of things, you basically just get like a better deal, which is nice. I think I'm nearly ready for lunch though. I think I spent like a good hour after past that kill zone just to answer questions and stuff. But I think I'm ready to end the stream. My throat is starting to dry out. I said in the my throat is drying out. I've been live for 3 hours. I'm wrapping up. See you guys tomorrow. It might be in Discord. It could be private or it could be open. I'll see you for CPI. It'll depend. No problem, David. I'm gonna end this here, guys.